Okay, guys, I want to talk about Earth and multidimensional beings. Earth is an opportunity for us to live a challenging experience, right? Because everything is already written before it is done, right? So, the challenging experience is us coming down here to break this matrix that was put over Earth, put over us, right? To keep us trapped in a cycle, to keep us from ascending to our higher selves, because we're multi-dimensional beings. You know what I'm saying? We can travel to other realms. We are coexisting with multiple timelines, multiple realities, if that makes sense. Right? So our soul lives on. Okay, we can access other realities out from Earth, but when you are still living on Earth, you will always come back. It's like being anchored. So what I mean by that is, like, say, like when we go to sleep, we sometimes travel, right? You could travel to another reality, another timeline. But because you're in this vessel, you were born on Earth, right? You went through the portal to be born on Earth. So it's like you are anchored down here. Earth is like the densest dimension. It's the lowest, right? One of the lowest. I think it's like at the very bottom, right? And it's like when your vessel dies, it's not the end of life, but the end of the earthly experience, right? So it's like what I was thinking, because we're multidimensional beings, right? So say if you didn't choose to come to Earth, right? Say you want to stay wherever you are in your galaxy, in the wherever, right? Because when you're multidimensional, you can be anywhere, right? Anywhere you want. That's high, right? In a high ascension status. So it's like, if you hadn't chose to come to Earth, you would be in a whole nother timeline doing something different. Or maybe you would be like a guide in the spirit realm, you know what I'm saying? Helping spirits get to where they need to. Maybe you would exist more on that level or on a higher dimension, you know what I'm saying? But choosing to come to Earth, it's like, so now you're going to experience this earthly experience, right, in a vessel, right, in the flesh, in the body. But because of the corruption that was on Earth, up to us being born to this day, it's like those of us who chose to come to Earth, it's like whenever we went over our soul contracts, we knew what we was getting into, right? But like I said, with Earth being the densest dimension and the lowest vibrational, it's like when we got here, we forgot about all of that, right? So that's part of the experience, the human experience, because when you get down here, you know what I'm saying, you forget that you're multidimensional. You forget that you are spiritual being, that you come from higher dimensions, right? But as you're on this human experience, you start to learn, and then while you're learning, you start to remember. Now, I ain't saying it's easy, because Lord knows it ain't easy, but it's like once you get into the habit of it, like really meditating and focusing on the within, then you start remembering things, right? And not only just that, but like even listening to others that are in the collective, that are speaking their truth, speaking their thoughts, the downloads that they get, things like that. that also triggers people to their remembrance of who they are. And once you start remembering, then you start to awaken that Christ consciousness in you. And that's part of the higher self, right? Like that's what helps get you to the higher dimensions, to help you transition into your multi-dimensional self, right? So when it comes to Earth, it's like us being down here on Earth. Whenever we go to sleep, or when we astral travel, or whatever, going to these different realities, it's like if you wasn't on Earth, you could probably lock into one to like whatever reality you wanted to lock in on. You know what I'm saying? But then because you're on Earth, because you chose to come to Earth, and you were born down here, it's like whenever you go to sleep, yeah, you travel to those other realities, the other dimensions. You can pull information and things like that from those places, but you're going to return back here because you're anchored here. You're a living vessel still. You know what I'm saying? Until your vessel is, gone, till you have no vessel on Earth, you won't be anchored on Earth, but you'll probably be like a free soul or something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your soul contract talks of, or whatever is consistent in there. You know what I'm saying? So say like whenever you're done with Earth, you supposed to go to a whole nother galaxy and be part of a council or something. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you won't know until you go within, right? Go within and remember who you are. Tap into your Akashic records, things like that. But yeah, I got that download today, and I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, Earth is like an anchor. You know what I'm saying? We are anchored down here. But we chose to come here and experience the human way, I guess. But it's like it's a challenging experience. It truly is, because we live for many lifetimes. So it's like I feel like those of us that chose to come down here, I feel like we were like, okay, yeah, I'm up for the challenge. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything's like this last lifetime was easy. I want something a little challenging this time. Like, they're like, oh, Earth, that's what that is. Oh man, that's way at the bottom. So you saying it's possible that I might not remember who I am once I get down there? I'm gonna remember who I am. Yeah, put me down, boss. Put me down. I feel like that's what we was like, bro. Like, yeah, put me down. I got this. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, you go through the portal and you're born. You know what I'm saying? You're born, and now you growing up, and then you just going about life, and then bam, life hits you, and it's just like, whoa, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And then it's this matrix. You know what I'm saying? And they made the matrix to keep us from remembering who we are, to keep us from remembering that we are gods and goddesses, multi-dimensional beings that can literally time travel without a time machine. Okay, man, y'all got to tap